In this video, I'll refinish the top of this coffee table and do a little veneer repair too. So here it is. This is what I started with. It's pretty worn, and there's a big chip in the veneer there. So start by cleaning out the area where the veneer repair is going, and then cut a new piece to fit. And I'm cutting it a little oversized. And here's the new piece, and it's a little oversized, so I'll put it over the spot and trace around it with the knife, and being sure to use light pressure with the knife when doing this. And now I take the piece away and just go over those lines again with the knife. Again, using light pressure, and just keep going over it until the pieces come off. And just clean up the spot a little more with a blade just to get rid of the old glue and debris. And time to glue the piece in. And I'm trying not to use too much glue here. I found that if you use just enough glue and put the piece in and then kind of slide it back and forth like I'm doing here, you'll feel the glue start to get tacky and it'll get really sticky. And this is good in a situation where maybe you don't have room to use clamps, and it'll kind of stick on its own. Although I am going to use clamps here anyway, just because I can. And here I'm just filling in a little gap that was on that edge there. I'm just using a sliver of the veneer and pressing it in there with some glue. And now time to clamp it. And the clamps are off, and just now need to trim that long edge there. I'm just using a utility knife blade. I'm trying to slice mostly in a downward motion so I don't end up pulling the veneer up and chipping it out. And now I'm just going to fill in the pores a little bit on the new veneer patch with this Timbermate wood filler. I found that this helps sometimes just to blend the new veneer in with the old, since the old veneer probably had the pores filled from the factory a long time ago. So this just helps it to not stick out as much. And in hindsight, I probably should have done this after I stripped the top, but for some reason I didn't. But it came out nice anyway. And now time to strip the top with some citrus strip. And then wipe it down with some mineral spirits and 4/0 steel wool, just to clean off the stripper residue. And after the wood's dried, then it's time for some sanding. I'm probably using about a 180 grit here. And there you can see the patch. It's a little bit lighter than the rest of the top, so I'll stain it a little bit before I do the rest of the top. And I'm using just some walnut oil stain just to give it a little head start, make it a little darker. And then I'll do the rest of the top with some gel stain from General Finishes. This is Antique Walnut. And I'm just wiping it on with a sponge applicator and wipe it right off. Don't let it sit too long or else it gets really sticky. And here it is after the stain's applied, and that's actually the veneer patch right there. Blends in pretty well. And after the stain is dried, it's time for the lacquer top coat, and I'm using Deft Satin Lacquer here. And here's the finished product. I put the glass back in and it looks good. Thanks for watching.